Tumawag ba sa'yo si former President Duterte?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ito na po ang question ko, and this will only be answerable yes or no. I am not going to ask any more explanation, Colonel Leonardo. Sagutin niyo lang ako ng yes or no. Doon sa dalawang affidavit ni Colonel Garma na nabasa mo at napakinggan mo, yan ba ay pinapaniwalaan mo? Yes or no?
Colonel Leonardo, nung sinabi ni Presidente Duterte na lilinisin niya ang buong Pilipinas within 6 months, tingin mo ano yung ibig sabihin ng Pangulo, na dating Pangulong Duterte, sa term na ginamit niya na paglilinis? Ano ang pagkakaintindi o pagkakaunawa mo rito?
Matapos ibunyag ni dating Philippine Charity Sweepstakes Office or PCSO General Manager, retired Police Colonel Ruhina Garma, ang nalalaman niya sa gera kontra ng nagdaang administrasyon, kinumpirma ni Ruhina Garma na tinawagan siya ni dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte matapos siyang tumistigo sa House Squad Committee tungkol sa reward system sa mga pulis nang ipatupad ang war on ng nakaraang administrasyon. Actually, nagsorry po ako kay dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte, ani Ruhina Garma. Sa kanyang pagtistigo sa Quadcom hearing nitong Miyerkules, October 23, sinabi rin ni Garma na hindi siya pinigilan ni Digong na magsabi ng katotohanan. Sa naturang pag-uusap, sinabi rin ni Garma na ipinaliwanag ni Duterte kung bakit isang miyembro ng Iglesia ni Cristo or INC na pulis ang kanyang napili para sa reward system sa kanyang War on campaign. Sabi niya is mapagkakatiwalaan sa pera ang Iglesia ni Cristo members. Pahayag ni Garma. Sinigundahan naman ni dating NAPOLCOM Commissioner Idilberto Leonardo ang ibinunyag ni dating PCSO General Manager Ruhina Garma na mayroong umanong reward system sa gera kontra ng Administrasyong Duterte. Samantala, tiwala ang dalawang leader ng House Squad Committee na ang ginawang pag-amin ni na retired Police Colonel Idilberto Leonardo na dating chairman ng National Police Commission or NAPOLCOM at dating Philippine Charity Sweepstakes Office or PCSO General Manager Ruhina Garma tungkol sa reward system na ipinatupad noong war ni dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte ang nagpatibay sa akusasyon na sangkot si Digong sa extrajudicial killings ng libo-libong personalities.
Kumusta na po kayo, Colonel Garma? From the last committee hearing po, talagang very emotional kayo. Tama po ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
So ngayon po, kumusta na po si Colonel Garma?
I feel better,
Okay.
Mr. Chair. Your
Nakapagpa-medical na kayo, Mr. Chair? Colonel Garma?
Hindi pa po, ma'am.
Hindi pa?
Maybe within this week, Mr. Chair. Your Honor.
Okay. So, nasa detention ka pa rin, di ba? Ng
Yes, Your
house. Dito kasi sa, dito sa yung affidavit, yung supplemental affidavit mo, bakit ka nag-supplemental affidavit po?
That is a more detailed experience ko po sa Davao City po, Mr. Chair, which is hindi ko po na-explain sa first affidavit po.
Okay. So, ang sentro kasi ng affidavit mo, yung first affidavit mo, Mr. Chair, ay yung tungkol doon sa reward system at yung pagbubuo ng something like task force or team, no? To start yung tinatawag na war on drugs on a national scale using the Davao model. So yun yung pinakabuod at ipinakita mo dito through a flow chart kung paano paano yung flow ng nung reward system. Tama po?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ayan. Doon sa affidavit mo, dito ngayon sa affidavit mo, naging familiar ka ng, alam mo na ngayon yung Davao Death Squad. Kasi nandito sa number 5, I became aware of the so-called Davao Death Squad through various sources during my assignment in Davao. It was a common knowledge among officers that all station commanders had special teams designated for special operations. Although it did not know the identities of these teams, culture of silence prevailed among police office in the Davao regarding such matters. So, ano katungkulan mo dito sa Davao City nung nalaman mo po yung DDS?
Nung pong bagong assign pa lang po ako, siguro mga 2 years or 3 years after, naririnig ko na po yung word na DDS of Davao Death Squad. But it's more on naririnig ko lang po at nag-observe lang po ako because during that time, I am a junior officer and my position is just focus on handling a specific section in the main office po.
And that is the women's desk? Tama
Yes,
po ba?
yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so itong mga special teams na ito, yung operational teams na ito ay hindi mo kilala? Hindi mo
po,
pa kilala?
Hindi ko kilala kasi po nasa main office lang ako, maliit lang po yung section ko and these are spread sa mga different stations and medyo tago po when they work, Your Honor.
Okay, so that was sometime in 1999. Yung first assignment mo sa Davao.
Yes, mga ganung pong mga taon po.
Okay. And then you have witnessed the existence of a reward system.
Yes, Your Honors.
So, pwede mo bang ikwento itong sinasabi mong existence of a reward system? O yun na ba yung nasa flowchart mo? O yung nandoon sa first affidavit?
Hindi po.
So, ano ibig sabihin nitong reward system na nakita mo, na nag-exist pala?
Yan po yung result ng isang police operation where the suspect ay napatay o namatay, either self-defense or hindi, or it is a result po ng hindi po siya legitimate operation, pero po may namatay. And may natatanggap pong specific amount
na-neutralize
po.
Mismo dun sa station where you were assigned?
When I was in the station, I was able to validate the existence of such system po.
So ito nga po yung sa Santa Ana Police Station.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yung number 6 on your affidavit, no? Okay, so as a station commander, hindi mo alam itong mga operation na to? Hindi siya legitimate operations?
Legitimate po ang mga yan. Yun nga po, pag na-neutralize po, meron pong 20,000 ka matatanggap. Pero kung nahuli mo, siguro kung hindi po kami na-engage at nahuli namin po siya, wala po. It's just refund of the operational expense po.
Okay. So 20,000. So meaning parang street ano lang to, no? Drug personality. Tama.
Hindi lang po drug personality. Sometimes those habitual offenders or recidivists na involved in mga akyat bahay, hold up, or snatching.
Pati ganon, merong rewards? Pag kasama ba sa rewards yung mga napapatay, na akyat bahay?
Opo, Your Honor.
Okay. So parang naano rin ako doon, ano? Pati yung mga ganong petty.
Your Honor, those
pati yung mga petty
identified,
crime na ganon, akyat bahay, theft.
Your Honor, it appears to be petty, but these are habitual and recidivist po.
Okay, pero siyempre 'di ba sa terms of engagement sana wala namang pinapatay, hinuhuli at pinapanagot sa sustisya.
Yes, Your Honors.
Okay. So, as a commander, station commander, alam mo tong nangyayaring ito na legitimate operation, may napapatay. Meron bang na-inquest or na-demanda ng mga pulis involved doon sa pagkamatay ng mga suspects?
Wala akong maalala, Your Honor.
Why? 'Di ba as a station commander, 'di ba dapat accountable ka or what you have the obligation na since may namatay, whether it is ay talamak na akyat bahay or whatever yung kaso, 'di ba dapat pag may namamatay may inquest or merong investigation?
Yes, Your Honor, supposed to be if there is a discharge of firearms or death of the suspect, the IAS is mandated under Republic Act 8551 to conduct a automatic investigation.
Did you not recommended any investigation to the IAS?
I cannot because it is my unit who is involved. Supposed to be, it is a automatic duty of the IAS as mandated in RA 8551. Basta po may discharge of firearm, may death, or meron pong violation of human rights like seriously injured yung suspect. There's no need for a memo requesting the IAS to investigate. Under the law po, it is automatic.
So it is automatic that the IAS would investigate?
Yes, Your Honor.
Pero as a commander, station commander, you have the duty to recommend, sabihin sa IAS na itong mga pulis na ito, nakapatay ng suspect, you have to investigate.
Hindi po ganun how it works. We are just required to submit IR and the complete folder, and the crime scene is always processed by SOCO. Para kung may investigation, the crime scene is preserved and all evidence po ay ma-preserve.
Well, hindi naman ganun yung nangyayari, no? So, yun dapat na, kaya nga tayo nagkakaroon ng investigation in aid of legislation dito, no? Para mabago yung ganung sitwasyon. Kasi nasabi natin, any operations of the police, kung may namatay, whether police yan or suspect, dapat ay may investigation, automatic, at the least, recommended by the station commander. But anyway, Mr. Chair, in number 7, while you are in the station or as a station commander of Sasa Police Station, naka-receive ka ng call from Police Lieutenant Colonel Padua. Then, the intelligence officer of Bato de la Rosa, who was the city director of Davao at that time. Ano tong call na to? Can you describe? Ano po ito?
The call pertains to, he informed me that there will be a entrapment operation which will be conducted in my area of responsibility, particularly in Malagamot, Barangay Malagamot, Your Honor.
Okay. Anong operation ito?
I think it is a entrapment operation, parang may swindling ata o fraud na activity po yung suspect.
So, again, may namatay na naman.
Yes,
Tama
Your
pa?
Honor.
Tama po ba? So, ano nangyari? Naimbestigahan ba to?
Na-process po ng SOCO at na-preserve naman po yung evidence. But since it is a implied, understandable po.
So, again,
So it is
kapag operation, so-called legitimate operations, pag may namamatay, walang nananagot sa mga namamatay.
that call,
Kahit na inimbestigahan po. Tama?
it appears to be that way po, Your
Parang,
Honor.
Mr. Chair, parang automatic dito, no? Kapag may operation, legitimate or not, may namatay, just may report lang, and then kung iimbestigahan ng IAS, hanggang doon na lang.
Your Honor,
Opo.
unless po the relatives of the victim will file cases po.
Okay. Pero hindi lang ganon. Kasi tayo po as government official, may responsibilidad tayo sa anumang nangyayari sa ating mamamayan. Lalong-lalo na ang mga pulis, di ba? To serve and protect yung ating mga kababayan. Kahit na kriminal yan o hindi, you serve and protect. And to give justice, di ba? Or kung nagkaroon ng excessive force or whatever, di ba? So,
Yes,
so tingin mo merong mali doon sa sistema, sa police as regards to that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Na kailangan natin baguhin yung ano, no?
It is true, Your Honor.
Okay. Ito po bang Police Lieutenant Colonel Padua nasa service pa rin?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So ito rin meron din dito isa na namang parang operations sa Sasa, barangay captain, nag-report ng akyat bahay. Ano po ang nangyari dito? Pakikwento nga po, Colonel.
Yes po, that is a legitimate operation. The barangay captain was also there during the operation, and meron din pong media who was also present, and there was an actual engagement. Buhay po yung isang suspect dyan, pero pagdating po sa hospital, mga siguro 5 to 10 minutes after namatay din. And then may isa po na nakatakbo, pero may sugat po. And nagkaroon po yan ng reward when the suspect eventually died in the hospital po.
So sinasabi mo rito nakatanggap ka ng 20,000 na reward?
Yes po.
Okay. So ito na yung sinasabi nating reward, no? Doon sa kwento mo about the reward. So tinanggap mo itong 20,000?
Yes po, itinawag po kasi. Binibigay
Saan po
po.
galing itong 20,000 na rewards? Sinabi mo kay Boy Alce,
Yeah,
Sergeant, from Sergeant Suan, provided by Boy Alce. Sino po ba itong mga to?
Boy Alce is a retired police officer. Kilala po siya sa area ng Sasa. And when such incident happens in Sasa, he was the one providing the amount through Sergeant Suan. Unfortunately po, si Sergeant Suhan was killed I think 3 years ago when he was on board a taxi po, pauwi siya, binaril po siya. And Boy Alce also died po of, I think may sakit na rin po yan, namatay na rin po.
Sa tingin mo, yung pumatay kay Sergeant Suan ay yung nagbibigay ng reward? Or work nung nagbibigay ng reward?
Ay naging suspicious po ako because they said that Sergeant Suan was engaged in illegal drug activities, parang protector or something, and yun, nabaril po siya, namatay po nung sumakay siya ng taxi pa uwi sa bahay nila. I think it is a unsolved crime din po sa Davao.
Okay. So, yung Boy Alce, no, yung retired police officer. So, ibig sabihin, Mr. Chair, meron na tayo ditong example na talagang may reward. Example natin si Colonel Garma herself na tumanggap ng reward based on this mga operations. Right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So, medyo mahirap tanggapin ito, Mr. Chair. So, talagang antapang ni si Colonel Garma, no, pinakita niya dito talaga yung cooperation at tapang niya, no, na ganito dahil gusto talaga natin makakuha ng mga sample na merong reward. Kasi katulad niyan, sinasabi ni Colonel Leonardo, wala siyang alam doon sa rewards. At merong gato example. At makakakita pa tayo niyan. Katulad nga ng sinasabi ni Kong Jay kanina, maraming magko-collaborate, no, doon kay Colonel Garma. At marami pa dito, no, Mr. Chair. At hindi ko na rin iisa-isahin, baka meron tayong ibang colleagues na pwede pa rin magtanong. Ang huling tanong ko na lang, Mr. Chair, nandun ka sa detention center ng HOR, tama po?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay naman po, komportable ka doon?
Okay naman po. I was able to adjust, Your
Were
Honor.
you, pumupunta ba yung anak?
Nasa akin po yung anak ko dun po, sa loob.
Nasa loob.
Yes po, Your Honor.
Magkasama kayo doon?
Yes,
So,
yes,
no
Your Honor.
problem sa kanya?
Medyo nagre-request na po na kung makalabas daw kami, may plans siya. Sabi ko, konting tiis na lang, sabi ko po sa kanya, Your Honor.
So, she's not schooling? Alam ko babae yung anak mo? Di ba siya nag-aaral?
Online po siya, schooling ngayon.
okay,
As long as
online.
may internet, Your Honor, nakakaaral siya.
Alam mo, Mr. Chair, disclosure, nung last hearing, nakita kami ni Colonel Garma sa loob ng CR. Talagang nagtaka ako bakit niya ako niyakap. So sabi niya, parang gumaan ang loob niya. Well, sabi ko, buti na lang po, nakikipag-cooperate kayo para makita natin yung katotohanan. At ang sabi niya, yung kanyang anak ang nag-push sa kanya na magsabi ng katotohanan. At yung nakagaan sa loob. Alam niyo po, bilang ina, ako po, ina po ako ng 2 lalaki. Talaga pong yung pag anak na yung nagsasabi, talagang makakonsensya ka eh. Minsan, Mr. Chair, nasagad-sagad ko yung trabaho bilang union leader, no? Pag nagsabi yung anak ko na, Mama, hindi na tayo nakakapunta sa ganito, puro ka na lang trabaho, puro ka. Yun ang nagiging konsensya effect ng nanay, yung kanyang anak. At buti na lang ay nag-cooperate si Colonel Garma. Alam ko yung sinasakripisyo ng isang ina sa ganitong situation. Katanungin ko sana, Mr. Chair, kung tumatawag yung anak niya, yung pala nandiyan. Pero sa stay mo sa detention, may tumawag ba sa'yo? May tumatawag ba sa'yo, Mr. Chair?
Yes, ma'am. My relatives and
Sino pa? Tumawag ba sa'yo si former President Duterte?
yes, Your Honor.
Tumawag sa'yo si former President Duterte. Kailan po? Paano yon? Yung bago ka nag-testify or after you have testified nung last meeting?
After I testified, Your Honor, last Thursday.
Okay, dahil tumawag siya sa'yo, no? So, ibig sabihin, may number pa sa'yo si President Duterte, former President Duterte. O hindi ka nagpalit ever ng number mo mula noong...
Nagpalit po ako ng number. Actually, yung number ko is just more than 1 year pa lang na ginagamit ko to, Your Honor. Yung number ko. I think he's very resourceful naman siguro, kaya nahanap yung number ko, Your Honor.
Ilang beses tumawag sa'yo si former President Duterte?
Once po.
Once.
Yes, Your Honor.
Pwede bang malaman kung ano sinabi sa'yo ni former President Duterte?
He just explained why Iglesia ni Cristo yung hinanap niyang officer.
So that's why hinanap mo si Colonel Leonardo?
In-explain niya sa akin why Iglesia ni Cristo po yung pinahanap.
Bakit daw, Mr. Speaker? Mr. Chair.
Your Honor, ang sabi niya is mapagkakatiwalaan sa pera ang Iglesia ni Cristo.
So, ibig sabihin,
Kasi
dahil siya na mismo nagsabi na mapapagkatiwalaan sa pera. So, ibig sabihin, inductive reasoning lang, Mr. Chair. So, ibig sabihin, mapapagkatiwalaan ng pera si Colonel Leonardo. Dahil Colonel Leonardo is an Iglesia ni Cristo. Parang ganun ang implication sa'yo.
Yes, Your Honor.
So, ibig sabihin, nabibigyan ng pera si Colonel Leonardo. Yung mga rewards.
It can be interpreted that way, maybe,
Okay.
Your Honor.
So hindi, pag ina-analyze lang natin, Mr. Chair, kasi yung mga ganon na yung mga implication and simple lang yon logic. But anyway, ayan, mali na, Mr. Chair, tinatawagan si Colonel Leonardo ni former President Duterte. Aside from that explanation, hindi ka ba niya pinigilan na magsabi ng totoo dito sa Quadcom or ano man yung any other messages aside from that?
Wala po. Wala siyang, hindi niya ako pinigilan. Wala po.
So wala na.
Wala po.
Hindi ka naman nag-sorry sa kanya dahil nagsabi ka ng totoo.
Actually, nag-sorry po ako. Yes, I said, I'm sorry.
Okay. Siguro lang natin yan, kulturan natin yon kapag
Yes, ma'am.
Pero hindi dapat siya hinga ng, hindi pa tayo dapat mag-sorry sa kanya dahil dapat mag-sorry siya, si President Duterte, former President Duterte, ay mag-sorry doon sa libo-libong tao, mga kabataan, mga inosente na pinatay niya. So, Mr. Chair. So that ends my interpellation, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Colonel Garma.
Thank you, Congresswoman Castro.
Magandang gabi po, Colonel Leonardo.
Magandang gabi po, sir, Mr. Chair.
Colonel Leonardo, aware po kayo noong nakaupo si former President Duterte, ang sabi niya, lilinisin niya ang buong Pilipinas sa droga within 6 months. Tama po ba yun? Narinig niyo po ba yun?
Narinig ko po, Mr. Chair.
And kayo po ang kanyang napili. Ayon nga sa salaysay ni Colonel Garma, kayo po ang kanyang inirekomenda para mag-head ng task force na dapat bubuin sa under ng dating Pangulo. Colonel Leonardo, masasabi niyo po ba na mabigat ang inyong expertise, lalong-lalo na pagdating sa paglaban sa droga o pamunuan ang war on drugs?
Hindi naman po ako ganun ka-expert, pero meron lang po akong kakayanan or experience to conduct operations po. May experience po na paghuhuli, pag-aresto, pag-file ng kaso, implement ng search warrant, at iba pang mga police activities, Mr. Chair.
Masasabi niyo po ba kayo ay eksperto pagdating dito?
Hindi ko po masasabi, Mr. Chair, kasi hindi ko po alam kung expert po ako. Ang alam ko lang ay investigator ako and also intelligence officer din po. Yun lang po ang masasabi ko sa sarili ko po.
Okay, Colonel Leonardo. Nung sinabi ni Presidente Duterte na lilinisin niya ang buong Pilipinas within 6 months, tingin mo ano yung ibig sabihin ng Pangulo, na dating Pangulong Duterte, sa term na ginamit niya na paglilinis? Ano ang pagkakaintindi o pagkakaunawa mo rito?
Ang narinig ko po sinabi niya, Mr. Chair, sabi niya, gawin niyo yung mga trabaho niyo. Ang sabi niya, ang tunay na biktima rito ay yung pamilya na naapektuhan ng droga. Yung ating mga anak, sabi niya, yung mga pamilya, yung buong bansa ay sinisira nitong droga, sabi po niya. Kaya kami po, naging determinado na voluntaryo tumulong po, aside from yung mga duties namin, tutulong po. Yun po ang nag-motivate sa amin, Mr. Chair.
Pero yung binigay po na timetable ng dating Pangulo na 6 months, sa inyo pong pagkakaalam o pagkakaintindi, sa inyong pagiging eksperto, posible po ba yun o imposible?
During that time po, kasi narinig ko na lang po, kasi I'm not that expert, Mr. Chair, actually. Actually, kaya nga po kami nag-iisip ng task force na hindi naman pala applicable. Turn out po na hindi po pala kaya ng 6 months or 3 months to 6 months. Parang ganun po ang pagkakarinig ko. Naniniwala po ko hindi makakaya sa sobrang lala po ng sitwasyon nung panahon na yun, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Nabanggit ni Colonel Garma ang Davao model, ang isang sistema ng rewards and killings. May papatayin kang drug lord, drug pusher, tapos babayaran ka. Yung sistema na ito is yung para maabot mo yung quota ng mga pulis kung ilan ang dapat ma-aresto o ma-neutralize ng mga targets. May alam po ba kayo tungkol sa sistemang ito?
Mr. Chair, bago po kami nagsimula, matapos kami magplano na hindi naman pala uubra, yung pong Davao model kasi ay yung tokhang actually, tok-tok hangyo. Nang ibig sabihin ay kakatok, tapos ay pakikiusapan na sumurrender na. Yun po ang gagawing national scale na implementation. Na yun nga po ang in-implement ng PNP through under Oplan double barrel tokhang, Mr. Chair.
Ano po ba, Colonel Leonardo, yung dalawang level ng double barrel? Operation double barrel?
Ang pagkakaintindi ko po, Mr. Chair, yung isang barrel is a high value target po. Yun naman pong to go against high value target po. Pag-conduct ng operation against this ano po, yung mga suspect dito. And then yung second barrel refers to the users and street level pushers that would be knocked on their in their residence, then ask them to surrender. Yun po ang yun po, Mr. Chair.
So, Colonel Leonardo, maaari niyo po bang kumpirmahin na sa war on drugs ng dating Pangulong Duterte, meron po bang reward system in place noong panahon ng war on drugs ng dating Pangulo?
There are rumors, Mr. Chair, narinig po, pero wala po akong personal knowledge, Mr. Chair.
Sinabi ni Colonel Garma sa kanyang affidavit na kayo daw po yung sentro ng pagbibigay ng reward system. Colonel Leonardo, sabi nga po ng ating chairman, basa na po yung paa ninyo, ba't hindi pa po kayo maligo? Pwede niyo po bang aminin na o pwede niyo po bang magsabi na tayo ng katotohanan dahil lahat naman po paturo papunta sa inyo. Hindi lang po isa ang taong nagsasabi na meron po talagang reward system na nangyayari. Colonel Leonardo, meron o wala po bang reward system nung panahon ng war on drugs ng dating Pangulong Duterte?
Gaya ng sinabi ko po, Mr. Chair, based on my personal knowledge, wala po akong alam na reward po, wala.
Ibig niyo po bang sabihin, nagsisinungaling po si Colonel Garma?
Hindi ko po alam, baka meron po siyang alam tungkol doon. Ako po kasi, hindi po kasi sir, Mr. Chair, that would be outside the scope of...
Meron nga po siyang alam, Colonel Leonardo, at kayo nga po yung sinasabi niyang may alam. Kayo nga po yung sentro. Sabi niyo po may alam po siya. Ang sinasabi nga po niya, kayo po yung sentro. Kayo po ang nag-ooperate ng reward system. Sinabi nga rin po niya na tinatawagan po kayo, kinakausap po kayo ni Senator Bongo at sa pagbibigay ng reward. Sinabi rin po ng kanyang affidavit na certain muking ang kumakausap po sa inyo. Ibig pong sabihin, nagsisinungaling po si Colonel Garma.
Ako po, hindi ko po alam yung sinasabi niya, Mr. Chair.
Colonel Garma, ano po bang masasabi nyo? Hindi daw po alam ni Colonel Leonardo yung sinasabi ninyo.
Sir, sinabi ko lang po yung totoo na alam ko po. Sana po makapag-isip po na maayos si Sir.
O Colonel Leonardo, sa inyo pong dalawa ni Colonel Garma, tingin ko po wala pong dahilan o wala pong rason para magsinungaling pa si Colonel Garma. Dahil sa totoo lang po, nakataya na rin po. Pati pato, sabi nga nila, nakataya na sa kanya. At talagang tingin po natin, nagsasabi po siya ng katotohanan. Kaya nga po, ulitin ko po ang tanong ko, Colonel Leonardo, sana makapag-isip na po kayo. Meron o wala po bang reward system na kayo ang sentro ng panahon ni dating Pangulong Duterte?
None that I know, Mr. Chair.
Anyway, Mr. Chair, nakikita naman po natin sa marami pong nagsasabi na ang talagang sentro po talaga ng reward system nung panahon ng ating Presidente Duterte, ang nasa gitna po nun, si Colonel Leonardo po. At maraming tao ang nagtuturo at makakapagpatunay na talagang siya po talaga yung nasa sentro. So, inaantay na lang po natin siguro na makapag-isip-isip si Colonel Leonardo at magsabi po ng katotohanan dito po sa ating komite. Yun lang po, maraming salamat, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Congressman Kong Hoon.
Colonel Garma, na-mention po niyo sa inyong affidavit, first affidavit, na pinatawag kayo po ni former President Duterte May of 2016. And ang requirement niya, ihanap mo siya ng opisyal na membro ng INC who is a good intelligence officer. Tama po ba?
Yes, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
Would you know if yung sinabit mong pangalan nag-report kay former President Duterte?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. And
Yes.
sino po yung official na yun? Nirekomenda po ninyo?
Colonel Leonardo po, Mr. Chair.
And before I proceed further, Colonel Garma, tumawag na po ba sa iyo si former President Duterte?
Tumawag po.
Tumawag? Tumawag na po
Dito.
ba siya sa iyo?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
How many times?
Once po, Mr. Chair.
Ano po ang pinag-usapan ninyo kung po pwedeng malaman?
He explained to me, yung pong pinaintindi niya sa akin kung bakit Iglesia ni Cristo yung pinahanap po niya, Mr. Chair.
Okay. And Colonel Leonardo, kayo po ang in-endorse ni Colonel Garma kay Presidente. Did you have a meeting with the President in July of 2016?
Actually, na-meet ko po siya last week of June, Mr. Chair.
Ha?
Na-meet ko po,
No, did you have a meeting after Colonel Garma has endorsed your name to the former President that you met with the President sometime in July 2016?
ang pagkakalam ko po, Mr. Chair, last week of June, Mr. Chair.
Hindi ba last week of May? Tinitesting ko lang yung kung magsasabi ka ng totoo. Alam ko naman na last week of May yung meeting ninyo eh. And you're not forthright with your answer. Ang meeting ninyo kay Presidente last week of May. Di ba? Tama?
Ay, check po, parang may ano po, may meeting po kami nga, May din po, Mr. Chair.
Nung ikaw ay nag-meet with the President, sino po ang kasama nyo?
Actually po, mga officers po, Mr. Chair. Mga
Ano po?
Officers po ng PNP.
Sino po?
Officers po ng PNP, Mr. Chair. As far as I can recall, Mr. Chair.
With the President.
Opo, Mr. Chair.
Ang sabi mo noon, yung class ninyo, hindi nakipag-usap kay Presidente.
Ako lang po yun, Mr. Hindi po yung class namin. sa yung sinasabi niyo na may na nag-meet kami, Mr. Chair?
Hindi ba, Colonel Garma, ang sabi mo, sometime in May, doon ka na pinatawag ni Presidente, di ba? At sinabi mo yung pangalan ni Colonel Leonardo.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Yes. And a meeting took place dahil kailangan ka ni Presidente eh. Sinabi na nga ng pangalan mo ni Colonel Garma eh. Tapos i-deny mo na nakipag-meet ka na kay Presidente in May of 2016?
Opo, Mr. Chair, May.
Yes.
Pero ako lang po, wala pong ibang kasama.
Huwag kang
Mr.
magsinungaling sa akin. Baka i-charge pa kita ng perjury. You met with the President with some people. And may I know the topic? Ano yung topic ng inyong pag-uusap ni Mr. President? O former President?
Actually, Mr. Chair, ano lang po kami, ako po, nandun lang, Mr. Chair, parang, ganun lang din po, parang, nagpakita lang po, Mr. Chair. Hindi naman po talagang meeting, hindi naman po ako kasali sa mga meeting noon, Mr. Chair.
Ibig mong sabihin, hinanap ka ni Mr. President, former President, para lang i-meet ka?
Opo, Mr.
Yun
Chair.
lang po. Ano? You want me to believe that? Nag-meet kayo dahil naghahanap siya ng isang opisyal na tutulong sa kanya sa kanyang implementation of the war on drugs. Di ba tama?
Actually, hindi naman po yun ang pinag-usapan namin, Mr. Chair. Basta nag-meet lang kami.
Hindi yun ang pinag-usapan ninyo. I'm giving you a second chance, Colonel Leonardo. You better tell the truth to me. Kasi baka may demanda pa kita ng another offense. Di ba? Noong last na kwan, sinasabi mo na dapat ang i-implement ay yung Davao template doon sa previous hearings natin. Di ba?
Opo, Mr. Chair.
Yes. And may I know, Colonel Garma, what do you understand by the Davao template insofar as the war on drugs is concerned?
The payments and rewards po, Mr. Chair.
Huh?
Rewards and payments po
There is a reward for what?
for successful neutralization of
Neutralization?
drug suspects.
And when you say neutralization, it means the killing?
Can be, Mr. Chair, a legitimate operation or
In your
Yes.
affidavit, you answered the lead chair, the Honorable Barbers, that you received three times monetary reward in the amount of 20,000. Hindi po ba?
yes, Mr. Chair,
And for what is that?
for the death of the suspects, Mr.
So,
Chair.
you're admitting to this committee na talaga yung Davao template would involve the neutralization of drug suspects and there are rewards for such.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Yes. Hindi mo malalaman ito, Colonel Leonardo, because you were never a station commander in Davao City, hindi ba?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Yes. That's why hindi kita tinanong dito. Ang tanong ko sa iyo, pinatawag ka ni former President so that you will be able to help him implement the war on drugs on a national level using the Davao template. Hindi ba? Sinabi mo na nga doon sa last hearing natin yan eh.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Yes. Now, may I know, do you know when Gerald De La Rosa became the chief PNP?
July 2016, Mr. Chair.
July of
Of 2016.
2016.
Opo, Mr.
Now, when did Gerald Ferro become the AIDG of the Philippine National Police?
I'm not sure po kung...
It's also July of 2016. Tama? Tanungin mo si Colonel Cunanan para may research niya kaagad. July of 2016. Now, when did General La Peña became the PIDEA head?
I guess same pong
Same.
July din po yata, Mr. Chair.
Pare-parehas, di ba? Yung AIDG, Anti-Illegal Drug, ng Philippine National Police, Gerald Ferro, yung PIDEA, si Gerald La Peña, and Chief PNP, si Gerald De La Rosa. Tama?
Tama po, Mr. Chair.
Yes. And it was during that time na nagrekomenda ka ng task force which hindi natuloy.
Actually, hindi ko po na-recommend, Mr. Chair. June, ano pa lang, June, last week of June, hindi na po, kasi meron na pong i-implement na double barrel, Mr. Chair.
Yung double barrel, kalahati nun, yung Oplan Tukhang, yun yung ginagawa sa Davao. Tama?
Tama po, Mr. Chair.
Kasi nung plinanon ni Gerald De La Rosa yung Oplan double barrel, dinagdag niya yung high value targets.
Tama po, Mr. Chair.
Yes. Now, would you agree with me, Colonel Garma, na doon sa implementation ng Oplan Tukhang and Oplan high value targets, when the target does not resist the arrest, they would still be killed or neutralized and to be justified as nanlaban with guns and drugs planted on their bodies? Would you agree with that?
Mr. Chair, can I explain my answer, Mr. Chair? If you read the results of the investigation or look at the result of the scene of the crime operations, makikita mo po na parang magda-doubt ka kung lumaban ba or hindi yung suspect.
So you agree with my statement?
Sometimes, Mr. Chair.
That's also the findings of the human rights groups. Kaya tinatanong ko lang sa iyo kung naniniwala ka. Now, Colonel Leonardo, would you believe that also?
Meron po akong mga narinig na mga ganong case, Mr. Chair.
Narinig mo lang. And therefore,
napanood.
you do not believe the investigations conducted by the human rights group?
Meron pong nangyayaring ganon, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you for that. Now, the drug list, it was made in July of 2016, tama? Galing sa Philippine National Police. Would that be correct, Colonel Leonardo?
I believe so, Mr. Chair.
You believe so? PIDEA, that would be correct also?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
That was in July of 2016.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, after the list has been submitted, it has been observed that there were numerous extrajudicial killings. Would you agree with me, Colonel Garma?
Mr. Chair, yung nga po sabi ko, kung tignan mo po yung result na SOCO, basahin mo ang report, it is possible, meron po, meron.
Hindi. What I'm asking is, after the list, the first list has been made, biglang dumami yung extrajudicial killing, according to statistics.
Statistics won't lie, Mr. Chair. Numbers won't lie,
Numbers
Mr.
won't
Chair.
lie. So you agree with my statement. How about Colonel Leonardo? Would you agree with me that after the submission of the list, there were numerous extrajudicial killings?
Meron po, Mr. Chair.
Meron. And maybe this is because of the pronouncement of the former president and the monetary operational support fund, di ba? Would you agree? Na kaya dumami nito dahil doon sa pronouncement ng ating presidente noon at saka doon sa monetary or operational reward, fund reward. Tama. Kaya lumakas ang nagka-interest sa mga pulis. Would you agree?
I don't have personal knowledge, Mr. Chair.
You don't have personal knowledge. You don't have to have personal knowledge. Tignan mo lang yung mga pronouncement noon. At saka yung, in-admit nyo na nga na may reward eh. Tapos kailangan pa ang personal knowledge. How about PDEA? Would you agree with that? Now, there was rampant EJ case after the first list was made.
That was the indication, Your Honor.
Yes, kasi August pa lang, ang dami nang namatay eh. Now, and would you agree with me also, Colonel Garma, Colonel Leonardo, that abuses came about because of the monetary reward? Ang reason nanlaban, natokhang, or naplantingan. Di ba? Lumabas yung mga terminologies na yan sa ating kapulisan eh. Would you agree with me na there were abuses using these terminologies, nanlaban, natokhang, at saka naplantingan?
I believe so, Mr. Chair.
Would you also agree with that, Colonel Garma?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
And PDEA, would you agree with that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, kasi nandun naman yung mga statistics eh. Now, ang pinag-aawayan natin ay si Colonel Leonardo, ayaw niyang diretsahin, tanggapin, merong levels of reward. And Colonel Garma, would you admit na merong levels of reward? Depende dun sa non-neutralize?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Yes. PDEA, would you agree na merong levels of reward? Kasi narinig ko na rin ito sa report ninyo eh.
Yes, Mr.
According
Chairman.
to your research.
Yes, Your Honor.
And only you, Colonel Leonardo, cannot directly admit na merong levels of reward. Bakit kaya?
Meron po yung level yung mga nasa list, Mr. Chair.
So you are admitting that may levels of reward and may reward system.
sir-
If there are rewards, then there will be a reward system. Tama po ba?
Ang alam ko po, operational support, Mr. Chair.
Okay, call it what you want. Pero kagaya ng sinabi ko kanina, yung reward, yung monetary reward or operational support. Di ba?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Meron bang operational support na hindi monetary? Sa tokhang? Matanong ko nga po kayo.
Wala po kung
Kaya monetary reward, whatever you call it, you do not want to call it as monetary reward, operational support, yun po siguro yung kuha ninyo. Pero merong pera na involved. At ang pagbabayad dun sa neutralization, depende dun sa tao na na-neutralize. Would that be correct also, Colonel Garma?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Pidea?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Colonel Leonardo, would you agree with that? Baka ikaw na lang na naman hindi mag-agree?
Yun lang po alam ko, Mr. Chair, na
Thank you. As a matter of fact, yung pagkamatay ng 3 Chinese doon sa Davao Penal Colony, the death of Mayor Espinosa, detainee or PDLA Guy Alvarez, and others ay part of the war on drugs because lumabas na yung listahan eh. Pedea, would you agree with that?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Yes. Kasi nandun yung mga namatay na ito nandun sa first list eh.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you do not know that, Colonel Leonardo.
alam ko po na may
Alam mo.
may namatay.
And Colonel Garma, are you aware of that also?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Yes. Mhm. Now, Pedea, are you aware of the incident in 2016 where 10 suspected drug lords were killed in Pasay?
I will find out, Your Honor. I am not with this.
Colonel Garma, are you aware of that?
No, Mr. Chair.
Colonel Leonardo, are you aware of that? That incident in Pasay in August 2016?
Hindi po ako aware diyan, Mr. Chair.
You do not know that?
Negative, Mr. Chair.
Ha? Balitang-balita na yung mga gumawa nito, they received 10 million for the 10 suspected drug lords na namatay. And you do not know that? Siguro, Pedea, could you please research on this?
We are checking on it already, Your Honor.
Yes, thank you. Now, Colonel Garma, you have been assigned in Cebu for how long?
January 2017 to June of 2019, Mr. Chair. 17, 18.
2 years?
2.5 years.
2.5 years?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
And who was assigned first to Region 7? Gerald Sinas or you?
Ako po, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Ikaw ang nauna.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Now, in your stint in Cebu, how many prominent persons were neutralized, suspected of being drug lords?
Marami pong high value mga officials that were killed, Mr. Chair. Not only in Cebu City but nearby cities and towns under the Cebu province po.
No. Ang prominent dun ay yung ambush kay Mayor Luot, right?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Yes. Was then a retired general.
Mr. Chair?
Retired General Luot became mayor.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Na-ambush siya in Malapascua, Cebu.
Nung
place is
galing po siya ng Malapascua Island,
Malapascua, Cebu.
yes, nagdock po yung boat nila.
Yes. And doon din sa Cebu, may mga PDEA agents din na nabatay. Would that be correct?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
PDEA, tuturin ba yun? That you had agents in Cebu who were killed or neutralized?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. So, may I know, Colonel Garma, since you were there, were they part of the war on drugs also? Yung mga killings na nangyari during your 2.5 year stint?
I believe, Mr. Chair, they are part because sa mga press release po na may mention na they are in the list.
And rewards were also given to those people who neutralized these people.
I believe, Mr. Chair.
You believe that? Okay, thank you. Mr. Chair, malapit na akong antukin. Pwede po ba, itigil na natin? Marami pong salamat.
Okay. Thank
Mr.
you,
Chair.
Congressman Akop.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes,
may.
Congressman Fernandez.
I hope that will be the last interpellator because the Secretary General have already declared no classes or no work tomorrow.
Mr. Chair,
And we're about to reach the 14-hour first time na 14-hour po tayo at our physical capacity are giving up.
Mr.
But
Chair,
our
I move.
mental
Mr. Chairman,
our mental function.
Mr. Chairman,
Well, I think sige, Mr. Chair, I yield to Chairman Paduano.
No,
overexposed na yung iba hanggang alauna.
we still have two interpellators, Congressman Busita and then Congressman Nordan Suwan. So I thought Congressman Dan Fernandez is going to interpellate since you're not. So we now recognize Congressman Busita for your interpellation.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, sundan ko lang po yung ilang questions ni Honorable Congressman Akop kay Colonel Leonardo. Colonel Leonardo, naniniwala ka na may mga biktima ng extrajudicial killings? Yes or no?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Naniniwala ka ba na ito ay marami at hindi ilan lamang?
I don't know the exact figure, Mr. Chair, but I believe so.
Marami. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Colonel Leonardo, matanong ko lang, ikaw ba ay family man? May pamilya ka rin?
Opo, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Naniniwala ka ba na mahalaga ang tatay sa pamilya?
Opo, Mr. Chair.
Yes. Naniniwala ka rin ba na sa ordinaryong pamilya, pag namatay ang tatay, parang nasira na rin ang buhay at kinabukasan ng mga anak?
Tama po yun, Mr. Chair.
Yes. Naniniwala ka ba na sa ordinaryong pamilya, especially itong majority sa biktima ng extrajudicial killings, sa ating bansa, yung mga professionals, usually ang anak isa, dalawa. Pero yung mga maliliit na manggagawa, ang anak, 6, 7, 8. Tama ba?
Tama po, Mr.
Okay.
Chair.
So, would you agree na kapag yung isang biktima ng extrajudicial killing, may 5 anak, parang kung titingnan natin, mas malaki ang possibility na masisira ang buhay at kinabukasan ng mga bata? Yes or no?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
So, kung titingnan natin, mathematically, out of 20,000 na mga namatay, assuming 10,000 doon yung family man, mathematically speaking, more or less, 50,000 yung bata na nagsasuffer na ngayon. Would you agree?
I agree, Mr. Chair.
Yes. So, meaning, kung titingnan natin yung long-term effect nitong pinag-uusapan natin extrajudicial killings, sa pananaw ng iba, tama ang ginawa nila. Pero kung susuriin natin mabuti, mas dadami pa yung pwedeng maging kriminal. Itong mga bata na nasisira ang buhay at kinabukasan, would you agree?
Maaari po, Mr. Chair.
So, kung titingnan natin, talagang itong resulta ng extrajudicial killings, hindi nare-resolve ang problema. Instead, minomultiply pa. Yes or no?
Maaari po, Mr. Chair.
Yes or no?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Kaya ako po, personally, natutuwa na yung Quadcom nandito. At least, mapigilan na itong extrajudicial killings. And nung nasa active service pa ako, isa, Mr. Chair, at sinasabi ng senior officers, kaya nasibak ako sa Cavite, yung nasa watch list na 20, actually 21 yun, Mr. Chair, peacefully, napasuko ko, napasurrender ko yung 20. And because of that, nasibak ako sa pwesto. Hindi daw ako marunong sumunod sa guidance. Hindi ako marunong sumunod, Mr. Chair, kasi nga, sabi ko doon sa senior officer, mali yun eh. Yung isang suspect, isasacrifice mo yung buhay. Pwede naman bigyan ng second chance. Actually, Mr. Chair, kung iintindihan ng mga kasama natin, maganda yung intention ng tokhang eh. Kakatukin mo yung pamilya, i-inform mo na may information na nasasangkot sa illegal drugs yung kanilang kapamilya. At kung pwede, isurrender, mag-undergo ng seminar to be being handled by religious leaders. Alam nyo ba yon, Colonel Leonardo, na may ganong programa?
Meron po, Mr. Chair.
Yes. And because of the reward system, would you agree na may mga police na nag-take advantage para kumita? Yes or no?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Yes or no?
Yes, Mr.
Yes, thank you, Colonel Leonardo. So, again, Mr. Chair, napakaganda na na-address ito ng Quadcom. At least, alam ko po, yung mga police na involved dito ay mapipigilan para wag nang gawin pa. Kasi nga po, sabi ko, ang pananaw ko, personally, hindi nare-resolve yung problema. Instead, minomultiply natin. Ngayon, hindi pa natin nararamdaman. Pero one thing for sure, Mr. Chair, marami ng bata ang nagsasuffer. Marami ng bata ang nasisira ang buhay at kinabukasan. So again, personally, ako po'y natutuwa, Mr. Chair, na mayroong Quadcom wherein ina-address po itong extrajudicial killings. And based on our hearings, conducted hearings, very clear. Talagang may extrajudicial killings. And Brother Colonel Leonardo, salamat. At least, yung mga tanong ko sa'yo ay sinagot mo ng diretso. Yun lamang po, Mr. Chair. Maraming salamat.
Thank you, Congressman Busita. And last interpellator for this morning, Congressman Lordan Suwan. You're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Colonel Leonardo, before you were appointed as Police Commissioner, what was your assignment?
I was with the DNR, Mr. Chair, as Undersecretary po.
Ano po? DNR?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chair.
But that was after your stint as CIDG Chief in Region 11, was it not?
Correct po, Mr. Chair.
Did you apply for the position of Police Commissioner or were you recommended for the post?
I was appointed, Mr. Chair. I just received order, Mr. Chair.
Would you consider a commissioner of the NAPOLCOM a high position, Colonel Leonardo?
Based on salary grade, Mr. Chair, it's higher, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Are you a lawyer, Colonel Leonardo?
Hindi po, Mr. Chair.
Do you have a master's degree or a PhD?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
A PhD?
Yes po, Mr. Chair.
Okay. So you had that before you were appointed as police commissioner?
Yes, yes, Mr.
You were
Chair.
already a PhD before you were appointed as police commissioner?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
When were you appointed as commissioner?
February 2022, Mr. Chair.
February 2022. And who appointed you as commissioner?
The former President, Rodrigo Roa Duterte, Mr. Chair.
So you must have done something special to be appointed as police commissioner and before that as undersecretary of Environment and Natural Resources. Is that right?
I have done many operations when I was with DNR, Mr. Chair. I led the anti-illegal logging task force.
When you were an undersecretary?
Undersecretary, Mr. Chair.
And then you were appointed as commissioner of the NAPOLCOM afterwards?
I was appointed as Commissioner NAPOLCOM, Vice then General Serapio, Mr. Chair. Nag-end po yung kanyang term, Mr. Chair.
And then before you were appointed as undersecretary of the DNR, what was your job?
I was the regional chief of CIDG 11, Mr. Chair.
So you were appointed to all these very high positions simply because you were regional chief of the CIDG Region 11? You expect us to believe that you were appointed as undersecretary and then commissioner of the NAPOLCOM by just being the regional head of CIDG Region 11. Is that so?
May I be clarified with a question, Mr. Chair?
Do you mean to say that you were appointed to these very high positions, Colonel Leonardo, simply because you were the head of the CIDG Region 11? Or did you do something even more? Was there something was there something special about you that among all the police officers, all the regional heads, you were the one who were appointed to two very high positions?
I believe, Mr. Chair, it's just usual for police officers to be appointed as USEC and other position similar to USEC, Mr. Chair.
Okay, but those who were appointed are they colonels or are they usually generals?
There are a lot of colonels and there are also generals, Mr. Chair, who were appointed in different positions as USEC, ASEC, and other positions, even director, Mr. Chair.
You know, your appointment as undersecretary and as police commissioner is very suspect, and it leads me to believe that you must have done something extraordinary for the president to appoint you to these positions. A few more questions, Mr. Chair, just a couple more. Kilala niyo po ba mga Parohinugs in Osamis? Do you know them?
Kilala ko lang po, Mr. Chair.
Do you know Mayor Espinosa also? Mayor Espinosa.
Yes, alam ko po, Mr. Chair.
And have you also heard of those 3 Chinese drug lords who were murdered?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Itong mga binanggit ko, considered po sila na mataas na tier na mga targets, right? Na may malaking bonus pag sila ay na-operate successfully. Is that correct? Would you agree with me?
I just heard,
mga binanggit ko,
heard that there were monetary given to them, given, Mr. Chair, as manifested during the previous hearing, Mr. Chair.
So kaya po hindi nakakapagtaka na itong mga binanggit ko ay napaslang na. Di po ba? dahil malalaki yung mga bonus nila pag na-operate sila successfully.
I cannot confirm, Mr. Chair. I don't have personal knowledge with regards to this.
Sige.
Bonus.
That's all, Mr. Chair.
Colonel Leonardo, I just would like to make a premise of my argument to you, no? Kung maaari ka lang makinig, di ba? Narinig mo na ang ipinahayag ni Colonel Garma tungkol sa kanyang dalawang affidavit. Hindi ko na kinakailangan pang yan ay bigyan ng kaukulang pansin pa. Subalit, for the purpose of clarification, Mr. Chair, Colonel Leonardo, I just would like to make this manifestation before I would ask you a question. Sa wikang Tagalog, ito po ang sinasabi. Ayon sa testimony ni Colonel Garma, sinabi daw ni Presidente Duterte sa kanya na kailangan niya ng isang PNP officer or operative who is a member of the Iglesia ni Cristo, indicating that he needed someone of implementing the war on drugs on a national level, replicating the Davao model. Ang sabi niya, ikaw ay nakasama sa meeting na yan. Itong meeting na ito ay preparatory para sa war on drugs ni Pangulong Duterte. I would like you to know that me personally believe that drugs should not in any way be permeating in this nation. Palagay ko, naniniwala ka rin dyan, di ba? Naniniwala po ako dyan. I believe in the war on drugs. But what I do not believe is when you have to kill more than 20,000 people so that drugs can be stopped. And it did not even stop. Palagay ko, you being a religious person, Colonel Leonardo, naniniwala din po kayo na ayaw nyo ng maraming mga killings. Ano po? Oo. Yan din ang paniwala nyo, di ba? Alright. Ngayon, ito, ang sinabi ng ating Pangulo. Iko-quote ko, ha? Hitler, I quote, Hitler massacred 3 million Jews. That is his quotation at one time. Mali pa nga yung 3 million It is 6 million. Hitler massacred 6 million Jews, as I correct it. At ang sabi niya, there is 3 million drug addicts in the Philippines. There are. I'd be happy to slaughter them. Palagay ko naman ay hindi ka naniniwala dito sa sinabi ng ating Pangulo na ayaw ko naman na matawag siya na siya ang Hitler ng Pilipinas. Bakit sapagat binanggit niya to Am I right? O ito po. Ito na po ang question ko, and this will only be answerable yes or no. I am not going to ask any more explanation, Colonel Leonardo. Sagutin niyo lang ako ng yes or no. Doon sa dalawang affidavit ni Colonel Garma na nabasa mo at napakinggan mo, yan ba ay pinapaniwalaan mo? Yes or no?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Pangalawang tanong, also answer by yes or no. Naniniwala ka ba na merong reward system? Yes or no?
May narinig ako, yes, Mr. Chair.
No. Yes or no lang. Naniniwala ka ba na merong reward system? Yes or no?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Yun lang po ang gusto ko. I rest my case, Mr. Chairman. Sinagot na po ni Colonel Leonardo ang aking mahalagang katanungan. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Congressman Abante.
Mag-subscribe at i-click ang notification bell para sa mga susunod na video updates. Maraming salamat po.